Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a cryptid encounter video on a possible Megalodon sighting. People see things all the time that nobody can explain. Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster. Hell, people see stuff in storm drains that shouldn't be there. There was a scare several years back that people flushing pet alligators down their toilets would populate the New York sewers with adult alligators. Is any of it true? Who knows? I do cryptid videos because people have been seeing these weird things for thousands of years, and not all of them are kooks or drunks or crazies. They can't all be hoaxes either. I mean, they can't all be wrong. I mean, As a matter of fact, if 90% of all such sightings are hoaxes and 90% of the rest are seen as kooks, drunks, or crazies, seen by kooks, drunks, or crazies, then that still leaves a hell of a lot of these sightings that are all unexplained. Many of these unexplained sightings are accompanied by some pretty compelling evidence in the form of photos, videos, plaster tracks, impressions, audio, or whatever. Some of these sightings are in the ocean. Check out my cryptid videos on the Megalodon and the real sea monster. Yeah. By the way, before I really get into this, if you enjoy my content, it would really help me out if you'd hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my content on social media, and post a comment or two. Remember, I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. If you enjoy a good book, check out my author page on Amazon.com. My pen name is H.L. Anderson, and you can find all of my books there. I like to think I write good stories that make you think. Hope you find some you like, and I hope you enjoy them. All right, recently in Australia, their Navy detected something huge moving under the water off the coast. And tensions with China being what they are, they needed to find out what it was. If you're not familiar with world events, China is expanding out into the Pacific big time. They're buying up property, they're creating islands. It's just a mess. They had to find out what this thing was. Their sonar reading said that it was bigger than any known submarine, which basically means it would be bigger than a World War II aircraft carrier. The Russians have a Typhoon class submarine that's a first strike vessel. It carries nuclear weapons, and it is bigger than a World War II. It's about the same size as a World War II aircraft carrier. If this thing was bigger than any known submarine, that's a known submarine, so this thing had to be bigger than a World War II aircraft carrier. They needed to determine exactly what it was. So they dispatched a pair of helicopters to try and spot this thing. They flew out to the area, they circled it, maintaining radio contact the whole time. Finally, this thing surfaced. Turns out it was not a submarine. It was not a whale or an octopus either. Whatever it was, it looked a lot like a shark, but it was massive. This thing was huge. The second helicopter got a good photograph of the thing with the first helicopter in the foreground. There is no denying that this thing was real, and there's no denying its size. This is there is a photograph taken from this military helicopter on the mission. It's online. You can find it yourself. The sonar said that it was bigger than a World War II aircraft carrier. No marine biologist has committed to saying that it was a shark, but honestly, I don't know what else it could be. I mean, it's got the fin, it's got the tail, I mean, everything. You got to find that photo and see it for yourself. I wish I had the means to put these up here, but I don't. Our internet sucks and our system's not that great. Maybe if I start making money off this channel, I can actually do that. If it is indeed a shark, and it is indeed bigger than a World War II aircraft carrier, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it fits the definition of a Megalodon. You got to see this picture. It's freaking scary. Only 5% of our world's oceans have been explored, and our oceans cover 70% of our planet. That's a lot of territory left unexplored. And who knows what's down there? We honestly don't know. The coelacanth was thought to be extinct for 65 million years, and now we know of at least two areas where they thrive. Two different types of coelacanth. Giant squids are real. We have photos and a dead carcass of a young one. In 1975, they discovered a new type of antelope that hides in rivers and lakes and breathes through the top of its head. They discovered this in 1975 in Vietnam, where we had just fought a war. Check out my 2 videos on the Megalodon and the real sea monster. Who knows what else might be lurking in the depths. A few years back, they discovered that something big was biting chunks out of great white sharks. Another great white had been tagged by researchers. It had dove deep under the sea and just disappeared. We still don't know what happened to it. Maybe this big son of a bitch here is responsible for that. Who knows? If these big sharks and other marine predators do exist and are expanding their feeding grounds closer to the surface and closer to land, we may be in trouble. We might just need a bigger planet. You never know. That's a call out to Jaws. I love that movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But yeah, that was crazy. I saw that picture and I did some research and found out the picture was real. I was like, holy shit. I hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. And if you're going into the water, just be aware. God bless one and all. Clarissa Lowe, a historian from the future. Delmore Kane, a Civil War veteran turned outlaw. This oddball pairing faces a conspiracy of epic proportions spanning the centuries. If you like action and adventure westerns with a splash of science fiction and fantasy, check out my book series Drifters and their ongoing adventures.